Hello, and welcome back. It's puzzle time once again with Sudoku Sleuth, and now from yet another new location. Today it's Vienna. I'm hoping I will probably post a photo of kind of the view that we've currently got, but phenomenal being able to see the city here with the Danube just beneath us as well. But moving on, we've got another puzzle for us today, of course, that we need to crack together, and let's have a look at what we have. So this is Little Killer Gas number one by Matt Johnson. Now, gas isn't probably like this thumbnail that I've actually placed here. It's not gas that's killing you, but I'm assuming it actually stands for Generally Accessible Sudoku. And we'll probably find out how accessible this particular puzzle is, because once again, as usual, it is completely devoid of any digits in the grid. But hopefully, some of the rule sets that we have today will help us actually crack it together. Now, speaking of rule sets, let's see what we've got here. So first rule, normal Sudoku rules applies. So digits 1 through to 9 in every row, every column. Clearly, that is not part of the same column. And every box. Now, we have also digits cannot repeat along the indicated diagonals. I'm not entirely sure if this is one I featured before on the channel, and apologize for that. Once you get to the point where you've done probably 40 plus videos, it is somewhat tough to actually remember if you've actually got a particular rule set in them or not. But essentially, these highlighted diagonals in the blue lines essentially have to have unique digits on them. So that really means that this northwest southeast one would have the digits 1 through to 9, and this northeast southwest one has the digits 1 through to 9 on it. And there's one digit that's repeating on both here, clearly where they cross over. We also have the clues outside the grid that sum up to digits on the diagonal, which you've got quite a few of them here. So this 5, for example, is pointing to these two digits, and these two digits, when you sum them up, have to come up to 5, often called little killer for these particular types of clues. And then lastly, we have just a single X that marks two digits that have to sum up to 10. I admit I'm not entirely sure how easy this puzzle is. I'm just taking comfort in the fact that it's called GAS, as in Generally Accessible Sudoku. So fingers crossed it is on a similar par to other puzzles we featured on the channel, and it'll be enjoyable for everyone to take a go at. As always, if you want to play along, link will be in the description down below. And with that said, let me restart the clock here and see how we get on. So it doesn't feel, so I'm just going to pencil mark some of the options. So 5 digits, so sum up to 5 in two cells is either 1, 4 or 2, 3. Sum up 15 in two digits is either a 6, 9 or a 7, 8. I see a 15 in here as well, 6, 7, 8, 9, or 6, 9, 7, and 8. Here is a bit of logic. So the 20 and the 15, what do they add up to together? That's 35. Now, what that means is the remainder of these cells have to add up to 10. Now, remember, every box has the digits 1 through to 9, so that means if you sum them all up, they add up to 45. What we're saying, though, is that these 5 cells add up to 35, so the remaining cells, these 4, have to add up to 10. Now, 4 digits can add up to 10, but it has to be 1, 2, 3, 4, and nothing else will work. And you can see the same is true on this side as well, where we need to have 1, 2, 3, and 4 in these locations, and we'll be left with presumably 5 joined by the other pair that add up to 15. So for example, if this is 6, 9, this will be 7, 8, and 5, which will be 5 and 15 to get us to 20. And the same is true on the other side as well. Now we also have this 25. Just going to keep sort of going, diagonally outwards with these little killers because we've already got these two pencil marked. And if you think about it, the maximum these can be is 7, meaning we need to get to 18 in these two cells plus the 7 to get us to 25. So finally, first digits 2 minutes in, that's a 9. That means these are not 9. These are not 9. I'm actually going to go a step further. There's no 9 in there. Hang on, I think I went too far. Forget this one for a second, pardon me. 9. So when I was going with this is, if there is no 9 in here or no 9 in there, it also means there is no 6s because they need to add up to 15. So this is a 7-8 pair. I said this has to be 3-4, and therefore these have to be not 3-4 as in 1-2. And now we need to get to 6, 9, and 5. That's the only place the 9 can be. And this is a 5-6 pair. And that looks like as far as we're going to take box 7 for now. Now, helpful that I put this 9 in here because it also means there is no 9 in there. Therefore, there is no 6 in there. We still need to add up to 15. So it's again a 7-8 pair. The 15 here is certainly not doing the same type of work the 25 did. I'm fairly sure this could be as low as it can. So this could be 1 and 2 for a 3. And we can easily have 12 between these two digits. 4 and 3 would be 7, and we can easily have 8 between these two digits. So for now, that just doesn't seem like enough. What I can say, though, is we do need 6, 5, 9. 9 has to be here because of these two 9s, clearly. And therefore, we need a 5-6 pair in here. You see, row 9 is almost cracked because we have all of these pairs. So you can just about tell what these two digits will be, but alas, not yet because of this cell. We need to reduce that somehow. And it's not via the 15. Let's move on from this. Let's take a look at what we have up here. So we've got 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. I feel like, yes, there you go. So 10 and 5 means that's 25. Sorry, that's 15. Therefore, these three digits have to add up to 30. And there's only one way in 4 cells of getting to 30, which is 6, 7, 8, and 9. And neither of these are 9. And helpfully, that means we've got a 5 joint with 1, 2, 3, 4 in here. I don't want to pencil mark that just yet, though, unless I'm able to eliminate something. 15 maybe. Yeah, 15 is very helpful. So, I mean, I've removed the 9 here. I'm going to just tidy it up and remove the 6. No, actually, I don't. That was a mistake. Sorry. Let's think about what the 15 says. Now, if we put anything other than 6, 7, 6, 8 even, that gets us to 14, and then requires these two digits to somehow add up to 1. 1, 0, or 2, 0.5. It's clearly nonsense. These two have to be 6, 7. Pardon me. 6, 7. These, as a result of that, have to be 8, 9. That 9 tells us the order. That's an 8. That's a 9. That's a 7, 8, 7, 8. Oh yeah, of course, to complete the 15, we need 2 1s, which tells us neither of these is a 1. Therefore, neither of these is a 4. And we're left with 1, 4, 5 to get to 10. The 1 can only be placed in here. These are therefore 4 and 5. Now this one looks down here to remove the 1, as well as here. That's a 2. That's a 1. That's not 2 either. So this is 1, 3, and 4, and it has to have a 1. This is not 1 either. Or this, in fact, here is the 1 in box 9. Right. Let's think about the 15 again, now that we've pencil marked quite a few of the cells now, and we've even placed 1 digit. So these 3 cells have to add up to 14. Now I'm going to assert that if I try and put 1 in here, meaning these 2 cells have to add up 13, and remember the maximum here is 4, I'd need a 9. So that's clearly not going to work. 1 is not here. 1 is here. 2 and 4 would be a 6. 7 would need an 8. That's not possible, so that's not 2 either. So this is either a 3, 4 with a 7, 8, and therefore that's a 7, or a double 4. Is that even possible, double 4? I think it is. And that would be 6. Now this would mean this is not 3 or 4, this is in fact the 2. Feels like we're running out of killer clues at this point. And we're down to that 10. Before I look at that 10, I just want to double check if I've missed anything. Can both of these be 4? Just to sort of eliminate the options that we have here on the 15. Now, if they are both 4, that would be a 3. That's fine. That would be a 3. That would be a 4. That's fine. 5, 4. Again, not a problem. 6, 5. Hang on, maybe not. So double 4 means 3, 4. 5, 4. Yeah, that's fine. And then the 5 here means 6, 5. Yeah, that's fine as well. No, I'm not. There may be a problem, I'm just not seeing it. So we're going to have to probably move on from that killer cage. Sorry, from, this little killer, pardon me. Let's take a look at the 10. So, interesting thing about 10 in 3 digits is if you don't use a 1, there's only one way of doing it, which is 2, 3, and 5. There's really no other way of getting to 10 that excludes the 1. So I think the first question I want to determine is, because can't have a 1 here, this one sees it, can't have a 1 in there either, and we've got it on the diagonal as well. So there is the possibility of this being a 1, and then we need to get to 9 in these 2 cells, which would either be 2, nope, can't use a 2. Both of these are not 2 because of this diagonal here sees this cell, and this one is seen in both the column and the row. So 2 is not an option. 3, well, I mean, it could be a 2 here. Right, let's do the easier one. So if it's a 2, 3, 5, we just said 2 is not in either of these cells, so it's a 2 here. 3 is seen by this in the row. It's possible in the column, so it would be 3, 5. That's one way of doing it. Now, if it's a 1, we just said 2, 7 is not possible. Is 3, 6 possible? I think the answer to that is yes. Sorry, what did I just remove? So yeah, 3 could be up here, joined with a 6. And then if it's not 3, 6, it's 4, 5, which unfortunately is possible in multiple ways. Maybe the answer is do a bit more Sudoku. So for example, I need a 5 in column 2, therefore this is not a 5. Yeah, not very interesting. You know, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 5 is the only mandatory one in here. Do we have a quadruple 3, 4, 5? No. Only thing I know is we need a 2 and an 8 in here. Neither of which is exactly helpful. 3, 4, 5, 6. We need one digit, which is 2. Might need to go down the coloring route. And I'm going to say, Mr. Matt Johnson, that if we have to color, it feels like that's no longer generally accessible at that point. That's kind of my opinion. But before we go down the coloring route, let me just make sure that I've not missed anything obvious. Maybe the 10 clue here is meant to help. So options for 10 and 2 digits, I could have 1, 9. That's fine as far as I can tell. I could have 2, 8. Brilliant. Both seem option available. I can't have 3, 7 because of this 7. I can have 4, 6. Not great. Is 4, 6 an option? Because that would force that to be a 5. 5 could be joined with, 4 and 1 or 2 and 3. That just doesn't feel like the break-in we need. Diagonals, maybe? I think I've eliminated, or I've used them already, haven't I? So 3, 4, 5, 6. We know that there is a 7 somewhere in here. I think I'm going to start coloring in the hope that it will reveal something that I am not spotting. Let's go with it. That's going to be green, therefore that's going to be yellow. That's going to be green, forcing this to be green, forcing this to be yellow. Going to keep going. Green, yellow, orange, red, orange, red. Orange is 5 or 6, so one of these is orange. It's not helpful, and one of these is orange, not helpful. Right, not here, that's not green. So green is one of these, meaning I need green somewhere in here. Interestingly, that's very interesting. What? So green and blue, sorry, green and red have to be in here. Pardon me, I'm just taking a look at these two cells, which tells me that I need to have them in here somewhere. And the orange, which can't be on this diagonal, has to be in here somewhere. So this is, one of these is orange. If this is not, so yeah, this is either yellow or red. That's going to be in here. Covered ones, covered twos. Where does 3, yeah, 3 could be still here, the yellow or the green. Red is somewhere in here, joint with yellow. So we've got two yellow and red. And in here we've got orange 7 and 8. I don't know. No, this really doesn't feel like it's helping me make progress either. Maybe I need to focus again on this 10. So let me just double check. 5 is done. 10 basically done. 15 basically done. 25 basically done. 20 same. 15, 15, 20. Right, this is the only, there we go. They're the same color. That took me a while. You know, the coloring was helpful. It's just if you don't use it, obvious, you're not going to get any value out of it. So, because remember, this couldn't be a double three. Double three with the one would be 7. 7 to get 15, I need an 8. I can't use that in here. So that's a 6. Now 10, yeah, that's correct. And I think I'm tempted to remove the colors at this point, but green has to be in here, meaning that's 4, 5, 6, 5, 6, 5, 6. And that's not green, that's white. There's a 4 somewhere in here. In fact, I'm actually gonna delete all of this and just straight out replace it with the remaining digits that we need. So it's 4, 7, and 5. That's not 4. This is one of 5 or 6. Do we know which one it is? Let's have a look. 7, 6. Let's just again replace all of these with the digits. So that's 4, 5, 7. Place all of these. 2, 3, 8 it seems. Orange was 6, so that's from 6, 7, 8. Blue and red 2, 3, 5. Not 5. Right, we've reduced the options immensely now. Can I clinch this 10 now? 3 and 4 are an option. 5, 6 not an option anymore. That's a 5. So it's either 2, 3 or 1, 4, unfortunately. Both are valid options seemingly. Not orange. Sorry, not yellow. Orange is in one of these. It's not that one. That's the 6. Did I make an error somewhere? 10, 11, 15. How did that happen? Yeah, 6 can be absolutely one of these cells, pardon me. 6, 4 are not an option anymore. So this is 1, 9 or 2, 8. Both still valid. This is not a 5 anymore. This is from 4 and 7. We need a 3. I think the way out of where we are at this point is probably the diagonals. So I'm just going to focus on them a bit more, because it doesn't feel like we have enough to solve this just yet with plain Sudoku, especially looking at some of these boxes where very little is known about them. So I'm just going to take a look at what what the diagonals can help us basically fix. So we still need on this diagonal 3, 4, 3, 4, 7, and 8. Now, where does the 8 go? 2 locations. Now remember, 4 and 7 is not in here because we've already placed them on there. So this is, I said 3, 4, 7, 8. So this is actually only from 3 and 8. And both are viable. This could be 3 or 7 as well. And this can be 4, 7, and 8, seemingly, not 8, 4 and 7. So we've got a 4, 7 pair, helpful. That's not a 7, therefore. Got a 3, 8 pair in here. And you can do tricks with diagonals, such as, because these two are going to be different, therefore this is not 3 or 8. And you can see it's not therefore 1, 2, 3. It can be 4. It's not 5, it's not 6. Could be 7, it's not 8, and it's not 9. So, you know, it does help in terms of immensely restricting the options if you start to do techniques like that. But it really feels like I'm missing something a lot more obvious for this to be labeled as generally accessible Sudoku. Or it could be it was indeed meant to be made gas, as in killer gas, and I'm interpreting it incorrectly. Totally possible. Shall we do some Sudoku then? Let's just see what am I missing. I'm missing a 1, that's an obvious one. I'm missing another 1, that's an obvious one. Therefore, this is not 1, this is not 9, this is a 2, 8. Maybe some Sudoku on a Sudoku puzzle will help. This is therefore, I'm going to say 3 and 9. And another 3, 9. Complete the column. This row just looks like a mess. I can't see how this is the next spot. Right, what have we not done? We've not done not placed 6 anywhere. We've not pencil marked that anywhere. Therefore, this is the 6. I mean, 2 6s here and here. That's another 6. These are not 6. That is the 6. I think that is all the 6s done. All the 1s are nearly done. That's the only place for a 1 to go. So 1, 5, 4, 7, 7, 4, 2, 3, 8, 9. So this can only be a 2. Therefore, that's the 8, the 2, the 3, the 9, the 3. We may have got it now. Hopefully not famous last words and I get stuck for another 10 minutes on something. That feels like we're making progress now. Not 5. Not 7. Yeah, 4. Either of these are 4. This is the 5, the 7. Not 8. Yes, 2, 3 to complete the row. Not 3, not 2. Don't think I'm missing anything there. Let's take a look. So we know 9 is on this side, as is the 8. Nothing disambiguates these, seemingly. We need a 4 and 5. We can disambiguate these, thankfully. That's 5, that's the 4. That's from 3, 8, and 9, all seemingly available. This is from 2, 8, and 9. This is a 2. 8, 3, 2, 3, 9, 8, 9. Still not cracked. That's incredible. Okay, that's the 3. That's 2, 5, 3, 7, 8. Still not cracked. That's okay. Pretty much at the finishing line now. At this point, it feels like 2 is in here. 4 is in this row here. 5 is there. 6. Let's go for 9. Where is, well, that's the 7 or 8. That's the 8. That's the 7. That's the 8. 9, 7. 28 minutes. I mean, it's an enjoyable puzzle, Matt. It is a fantastic puzzle, and it really does require you to think to come up with a solution. I'm gonna say if it was intentional, it's definitely not a gas in my book. You know, typically gas puzzles would take me somewhere between, around 5 minutes. It can be as little as 3. I've had them take me as long as 11, but 28 minutes, it's never happened before. So I would certainly say this is not a generally accessible puzzle, but a remarkable puzzle nonetheless. I hope you've all enjoyed it. I hope you got a chance to play along. And as usual, if you have, please do leave a comment. I immensely enjoy reading it. And see you back for the next video. Bye for now.